right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
86, episode 5. We got some backstory last episode.
We got some backstory hinted last episode.
Indeed, yeah.
Some stuff about Shin's brother.
But yes, also brother for Shin. Interesting.
Yeah.
That our main girl actually knew your brother.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
The plot is thickening. The thick is plotting.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
I very much think we're headed towards a let's peel back the world a little bit more. Let's see the ways in which those of the Alba and the 86 were maybe a little bit more connected at a point in the past.
Right, because
and how things have kind of sundered a bit.
Because this war hasn't been going on that long.
Nope.
Just less than a decade.
Nope.
No big deal. But
the war is younger than pretty much every single character in the show right now.
Yeah.
So that's
a thing.
That's a thing. Which means memories are important. Very, very, very important.
Unless maybe somehow the king erased all the memories down.
This war has actually been going on for 100 years.
Wait, what? Wait until you see the people outside.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I'm sorry.
But Milaze and Shin,
they're making a connection.
Each other a little bit more. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I very much want to see how Shin's ability translates a little bit to his backstory with his brother, because the idea of maybe having voices that are ones that he does want to hear, but maybe one that he doesn't.
Right. And the fact that he can break the handlers, but he doesn't do it on purpose. Huh.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh.
Okay, so we're getting...
Flashback.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see some detail.
That sounded like water, not blood.
Yeah.
Fuck. She's not doing either of those things.
Nope. Okay, now she's covering her ears.
That was, I think, reflex because she heard it, you know?
Yeah. And he's by himself. Like he doesn't have any backup.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's part of a search to find him.
Chocolate coating makes it go down easier.
Yeah. No, she just doesn't like the fact that her dad just died in front of her.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, she had mentioned this before, but he was gonna eat that chocolate. Gotcha. Oh, are they... Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Go back.
Okay.
Back here.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh shit. Searching for him in like the memories of like
in the
right.
With, yeah, in the voices.
Yeah.
Revolution Festival.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Wow.
Oh.
Gotcha. Huh. Sounds familiar.
Yeah. You're competent. Keep doing that.
Right.
But you don't need to live on the battlefield. Yeah.
You thought I was joking? I never joke.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
That's very interesting.
Whoa. Shit. What?
Oh, shit.
What was that?
She's starting to hear the voices.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
What are these? Yeah. Is this the Legion's attack?
Okay. Oh, shit.
Oh, whoa. Kaie is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she recognized the voice. That Kaie was
all right.
13. Now, the question is that what's going on in his head when he fights them in this way? Or is this something that they use as like an attack to try and like, psychologically disturb the... She's still hearing it.
Well... Oh, shit. First, I thought it might just be her remembering it, but no. Yeah, she's...
Oh, she felt that.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, yeah, that would do it. Whoa. Yeah, from his perspective now.
Yeah, but he hears it too.
Whoa! Whoa!
Damn!
Yeah, it's making it difficult for him to fight now. Yeah. Yeah. They took her?
Oh, shit. Maybe if they get their hands on the devices from the dead that are left behind.
Oh, sniper mode time! Long range! Target silenced.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
No way. Oh shit. Oh shit. Do you see his neck there?
Yeah.
Huh. So he has no idea what mechanically is happening then.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we full
shit.
psychopaths now. Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. Cool, cool,
That's horrifying. Yeah, well.
Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, because it doesn't need to be sustainable because the war's been so short.
How do you know that? Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
All right.
Oh, no.
And that's why he's
his
searching for his brother. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah. Now that we know the stakes.
Yeah.
Now that we know what we're fighting.
Oh, damn.
I'll let everyone know.
But it's a truth they won't want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right. All right.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Right. We're going all the
All
way
right.
into the plot twist territory.
Yeah.
And it's only episode 5.
It's only episode 5. I like
Is
this.
this you?
Right. Like it's the twists are things that were very well established as like high possibility developments. So the fact that okay, it is AI stuff. The voices are the ghosts of the dead. We understand how
those
that works.
things were pretty well established as to the fact that that's probably
right
what it was exactly.
But it wasn't actually confirmed, and so here we get the confirmation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very
okay.
cool. So now we can move forward with this information being definitively understood through Shin's perspective, and he has no reason to lie or deceive Lena in any way here.
Because she's been upfront with them. And
well, not only that, but because there's a personal connection to his motivation with regards to his brother.
Right.
This is something that goes into a third party, and this is something that I really like when you have a main character in this way revealing information to another character. The reason why he's doing it is because of a third party thing that he's been recently made aware of. So there's a reason for him to essentially repeat to himself, obviously, but to the new character here, what all this information is, because he has new context that makes him interested in bringing it up.
Exactly. And because theoretically, he could have told previous handlers about this kind of stuff, but they probably wouldn't have believed him.
Yep.
You know, they
exactly.
once they hear the voices, they aren't interested. They tune out very
They're
quickly.
like, nope.
Yeah,
I'm abandoning you.
They do not come back, right? So all of these reasons why it hasn't happened until now.
Exactly.
And now, as a result of the chance encounter that Lena had with his brother, but then also Lena's desire to connect with them and help them and
her
have that
thus
genuine
far.
human connection with them, that is a reason for why then he would open up to her about this stuff. And then, okay, now this is why the story is starting now, essentially, right? You know, and hopefully we can do something with this.
And we have to now just throw this out there.
Mhm.
Every single character that's died in the warfront area could theoretically you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yep.
Could
Return.
theoretically return in the story,
Recycling, baby.
not as who they were,
Mhm.
but as either a black sheep or a
shepherd.
shepherd, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, her dad,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
is going to be either a black sheep or a shepherd. And
Well,
I think it's going to be a shepherd. I think it's going to be a shepherd.
I think there's a very good possibility of that happening, because I don't think we actually we saw more of the backstory. We did not actually see her father dying.
We did not.
We saw another dude that was another Alba, but that was not her dad.
Yep.
So that's kind of interesting, because
Yeah.
you would think the most traumatizing event that would happen, maybe she was unconscious, didn't actually see her dad die,
Yeah.
But we didn't get to see that.
Nope.
Huh.
Interesting.
Odd. That's
Very
a bit,
odd.
It's a bit interesting.
Especially when we did see what was clearly an Alba dying that was not her father.
Right.
That could have been her father if they wanted to show us that.
Exactly.
But they didn't.
Yep. So
I see how you set things up, show.
And
watching
I gotta say, I appreciate the efficiency of this plot
Reveal.
point with regards to how it affects the cast of the series.
Right.
Because one of the things that you can get into, especially if you're in like a longer running show, is that you don't want to kill off any characters, because then that's a point of connection that is then lost, right?
Yep.
But if it's a shorter show, one, you can generally do that a bit easier. Two, if you can figure out a way to have the dead characters still sort of stick around in a way while still keeping the impact of the fact that, yes, they are dead, they are gone, they are not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's just double bang for your buck, right?
Yep.
Like it's just there you go,
Yep.
So here we are,
Oh, goody.
and as we get to know these characters, yes, we can have that tragic backstory or sudden character, focus before a horrible tragic death, and yet that's not the end. That'll just make it so that it's even more painful when they come back. Cool.
Yeah, and I think that because this is something that Shin knows so casually, this is something that I would say realistically is not entirely unknown by the upper brass of the Republic.
Right.
They are probably aware of this on some small level.
Well,
and there's a possibility that it might be something where they're like, no, we're planning for,
yep.
things to adjust, but we still have to keep our citizens, without, panicking
Right.
here under the illusion that the war is going to be over.
We now know why they would bother with propaganda. If you're the only country that still lives, and
Theoretically. Yeah.
and there is a war going on that's going to be over in 2 years with like just robots, right? Why have propaganda? You're already doing a fantastic job of keeping these people insulated from the effects of the war. They don't need to fight or anything in the first place.
Right. The propaganda would make sense if they are worried about
Like
the
the
Alba
86?
sympathizing with the 86 because
Right.
they're committing horrific humanitarian atrocities to them.
Right. So from that standpoint, okay,
But
cool.
from the war standpoint,
what's the why?
and it's because it's a lie.
Mhm.
They probably know
And-
we are fighting a losing battle, and we are probably designing, I would guess, some things that will be, in preparation for that, or, and this is maybe the other more human realistic thing, they don't have a plan.
Sure.
And they're just panicking, trying to figure one out without doing it in such a way that would make everyone panic, and then they'll never find out a plan.
Exactly. So one of the things that I really like
Our
about this
protagonists have to
development
go
as
and
well.
do this.
Yeah, the protagonists have to do this, but this is also a very mechanical, technical, forceful way in which the 86 and the Alba will have to clash, not necessarily in a direct military conflict kind of sense,
Sure.
but in all the people that have been Alba and have been basically living their peaceful lives then end up eventually having a rude awakening once the truth gets out.
And they either start getting killed
Then
mass.
Right, then suddenly it's
Or-
the stuff that the 86 have been going through, we are going to have to start doing that too, because we are going to run out of 86 and the Legion is not going to go away.
Yeah.
Or-
Lena's going to get real outspoken because of her personality,
Yep.
or get really shut up.
Real black
by-
bagged. Yeah.
by other
Right.
people.
And the thing is that I think I think both are going to happen in that, like,
she'll be forced to leave the Republic, basically.
yeah, like there's going to be some serious consequences for the stuff that she would do because it would essentially incite a panic, right? That being said, she has some very useful potential information for the upper echelons, so they could also have a motivated reason to be like, one, don't fucking tell anybody about this, but two, yes, please work with us. Like if
you
we
won't tell anybody, okay, good. You're not going to panic and make this a problem. Okay, good.
So let's start working on the solution.
So by the way, your uncle, he's known for a while now.
And it's we haven't really had many tools to work with, but maybe you know that
what?
Can change.
I still want to focus on the dad angle. I think there's a very real possibility that the dad might have been like, I'm gonna go and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Oh, because he also knew about the stuff that was going on?
Yeah, so he maybe didn't even get, like, harvested or anything. But why would he bring his daughter?
Well, no, yeah.
Why the fuck would he bring his daughter?
I don't think he knew, because one, this was also a long time ago, right?
Sure.
Lena was a good deal younger, right? And she's still youngest major, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But she was a little kid, right?
She was a kid,
so, and given that the war's only been going for 9 years or whatever, right? That was probably pretty early on. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, like, if this would have been before the upper echelons maybe clued into what was going on. But
yeah,
I definitely think her dad is out there. He's totes going to be a shepherd and all of that. Like, because even there's the.
I like the idea of him being like someone that's just a badass, like hiding out there.
Yeah, that would be cool
too. Figure out the Legion's thing or what have you.
But if there's the damaged brain after the body has died, right?
Right.
And that's okay. That's helpful, but it's still a damaged brain.
It upgrades one where they won't shut down in 2 years. And in some ways, the Legion is still probably, for the most part, running out of like they're going to run out of human brains eventually, right?
Sure, that's a good point.
They're not all black sheep. Like the way he was saying, like, oh, this one has a lot of black sheep. We need to make sure we silence them,
right?
Because one, they're disturbing to us, but two, also, we don't want them to get recycled again, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly. Put them down and have
and that's the other thing. They'll know when they've put them down. Wait, actually, that's a good point.
Because the voices stop.
The voices stop, but that's actually a good point. They don't know. Because there's a machine integration aspect of this.
So theoretically, the brains could still be
harvestable, maybe, but all they know is that the apparatus that is making the voices come through the machine isn't.
Well, and
unless it's purely from the brain, and
so
that's where the fantastical aspect comes in with the para-raid kind of mechanics.
I'm guessing that as long as they win the actual battle over the location,
right?
They
just go over.
They can destroy the brains, but even if they don't, the brain will deteriorate from not having oxygen and things like that and stuff to the point where it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Right. There's a reason why we haven't been introduced to a scavenger type of Legion, you know.
Right, exactly.
All of these seem to be things that are primarily for combat. None of them seem to be made for harvesting brains.
Yeah.
Maybe the Eintags flag, they'll swarm down and pick up.
Right. But like
I don't even know how mechanically that would even work.
Yeah.
But
the biggest actual like technical question I think for this is how did the first brain get harvested? Because if they aren't
worrisome.
that intelligent,
yeah,
then why would it do
that?
Okay, sure, it's modeled after the human brain. Great. That doesn't mean that it has like blood and oxygen and nervous system in it, like a vat for like the brain to be in. But
it might be aware of its eventual death,
right? But
and if it experiments with things to try and figure out how to not die,
maybe it just figured it out. But I could also, if they did want to go the human machine sympathizer type deal, I could see something where humans ended up realizing this is a thing, and then they help the machines get the first one or something.
Jacob,
what?
It's so obvious. Oh my God. They were originally just another country, but the country collapsed.
Right.
Where did all the people go?
Oh no, yeah, they absolutely would have.
They have a massive source of brains theoretically that they might have been harvesting, but they didn't. Maybe the AI didn't have anything to know what to do with it originally, and it took time. And now it's like, oh shit, we can't use these. They've been gone for so long. Go out there attack.
One of the other things,
give us more, you know.
One of the other things I could potentially see happening too is that given that the reason why people can hear the voices is because of the para-raid, right? And the transferring of data like that.
Sure.
What this seems like is that it's also as a result of potentially cyber warfare that infiltrates the para-raid, right? And then is then able to kind of get into the heads of the people that were using it. Now, if that's the case, and you got an undamaged brain, could you theoretically access memories of visual and sensory data? If that's the case, and you got someone that was smart, then theoretically the AI could use that to then figure out and design a way to integrate the brain into itself. That's just a thought.
Like
because
a designer of para-raid in general.
Oh, like
that would be a chicken and egg situation.
Right. It would need to start first in order.
Yeah.
But I think from the standpoint of her dad being able to be from a plot conflict standpoint, like the final boss or something, it would make sense because undamaged brain, much better than damaged brain. Undamaged brain of a person with knowledge of military tactics, para-raid invention, and the inner workings of the Republic.
Wait, was he? I don't think he was a part of para-raid.
No, he was a part of. I believe so. Was
that in episode 1?
Or maybe it was her friend's dad.
No, I think what it was that it was Annette. She's the daughter of someone who.
That's right. Okay. Never mind. So
it's a different father.
But regardless, if you get an undamaged brain from a high up military officer
with memories that are
with memories and things like that, and knowledge of the Republic's infrastructure and how it works, and they're doing this whole thing based on the idea that the Legion will shut down in several years or whatever.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah. Hey,
it's not going to. I loved the terrifying futility that Shin spoke with because he didn't seem to be afraid of it.
Nope.
He was just kind of speaking it as a certainty. He's like,
well, yeah, it's not going to affect him. They're all going to die anyways, right?
Right.
So it's just that the Republic's going to go down too. Cool.
But that's kind of a thing that gives us this feeling of like futility to a lot of their actions, so they're living life as best they can right now. But Shin being one who seems to be kind of the loner who doesn't want to bring down kind of what they're doing and lets them kind of have their moments there. He's very attentive to their feelings and stuff. Almost like maybe he hasn't told them all this yet.
I feel like
do you get what I'm putting down here?
Yeah, it's basically possible
he gives them hope.
Right, he did excuse himself from the room when he started to talk with Lena about this stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they seemed very familiar with the whole idea of like, oh, the voices and the black sheep and all that.
But that doesn't mean that they know necessarily that they're fighting a war they can't win. The difference is that, see, if you're a leader, right, you have to be able to give your people some measure of hope.
Right.
Even if they know about the fact that the machines are getting smarter, they're kind of updating in this way.
Because they'd probably figured that out just from fighting them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
But I think he could theoretically give them basically that modicum of hope by not telling them everything that he's being able to sense.
Right.
Because he's able to sense numbers, the stuff in the back lines.
Because apparently he already died.
Yeah.
That's
a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
That might be also the show's hand-wavy thing of being like, don't question as to why he's the one that can hear it. It's just the thing of where, because maybe he was hooked up to para-raid while he died.
Right.
And then, people die all the time and bounce back up. That happens way more often than you'd think.
Yep.
But it's not only that. Some people have died for like minutes and minutes, like quite a long period of time.
Right.
And then come back and they experience trippy shit, basically. So I'm totally on that's maybe the least scientifically potential explanation.
And if they're hacked into para-raid and they were thinking, oh, this is a brain that we could harvest, but they didn't get the opportunity to.
Sure.
Then maybe they established a link or something to then harvest him, but then he came back and then the link's still there.
We know when he died, though, Jacob.
Yeah,
when his brother
strangled him. Yeah. I know.
That makes sense as the way in which he bounced back was that he stopped breathing.
Right.
And thus oxygen didn't go to his brain for enough time. He blacked out, Maybe he died there. He doesn't necessarily know.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happened,
that was the event in which, after that point, he started to be able to hear them. Yep.
And in some ways, the fact that that was his brother doing that is something that might be especially tied to his motivation as to why he wants to find his brother, because it's not just, I want to find him and have closure for this, but also he fucking tried to kill me, which do we even have like the remotest idea as to like
why?
I
think I know.
Okay, what's your theory?
Why do they say that with the para-raid you shouldn't use visual sensory data as well? Because it's too much of a strain on the brain. But that's kind of bullshit.
That's kind of bullshit.
Kind of bullshit. What did we see the Legion doing in this episode? Using the auditory function of the para-raid to attack the enemy.
Oh.
If you are visually hooked up, could they use that as well to attack the enemy? I think so. What would be the ways in which they would do that? Maybe make you see things that aren't there.
Like what just happened to Lena in this episode.
Sure.
Literally, she saw something that wasn't there.
Right.
She felt it.
Yeah. But then also maybe, someone that needs to die or whatever, you strangle them and suddenly it's Fate Zero shit and that was actually your brother.
Mm-hmm. Wait. This is it. This is how you tie in the themes of the story and basically the horrors of war and the para-raid all into one package.
And the Alba not see, like,
they're literally looking away from the problem. Is that the para-raid is being attacked cybernetically, basically, by the Legion, to make them take responsibility and see and look at the horrors that they're inflicting through this war here.
Okay.
So it's basically you will experience this, but not all of them are hooked up to para-raid. Most of the ones that even are safe from it because they've never experienced the thing that Shin has.
And if you think about motivation potentially for the Legion, if they've harvested brains primarily from the 86,
exactly,
then it only makes sense that then they would be like, no,
how dare you? How dare you do this?
We will not just kill you.
This is our vengeance.
Yep.
That's,
I like it.
That's the whole thing right there.
Cool. I feel like we might have cracked the show, but at the same time, this might be something completely different.
That might be just a ridiculous theory, and people are like, that could work.
But regardless, even if on a technical level that is not actually what's happening in the story, the fact that it ties together so well as a theory shows that the thematic elements of this show are very nicely put together, so that there is a logic, a rhyme, and a reason to them, even if this particular instance of rhyme and reason is not the one that it's going to choose to use.
Right.
So
meaning it's there, but it's not what the characters are going to focus on because there's other things that are more important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But all right.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very efficient episode by keeping the focus on the two main characters. And then, of course, Annette having, just a little reminders of what's going on in the Republic because, Lena needs someone to talk to that's not an 86.
And crossing out the pictures of the suitors in the same way that they
crossing out the handlers.
Yeah. It's I'm not sure how much of that is supposed to be serious dark or comedically dark,
Yeah. I think it's kind of both.
And in both cases they've worked their way around with the children.
Yeah. Also Shin was in the first district, potentially in front of the palace.
Right. And him and his brother may have been born there, but their parents were from the Empire, got taken out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, keep going.
And the fact that the war started 9 years ago, but they're from the Empire that, fell apart, and they would have been born before the war started. It means that the parents moved here before the war started, which might be because they got a sense that some bad shit is going on.
Yeah.
But then also, is it possible then that all the 86 potentially are actually just No, they would know if they were survivors from the other Empire. Never mind. That's dumb. I was thinking if maybe the Republic was all Alba originally, and then the refugees that come in from the other country, they're like, oh, yeah, we don't like you. You're kind of the reason why this problem is happening. Yeah. We're going to just have you be the ones that fight them. That's poetic, right? It's it's only fair.
I feel like also there's a part that was almost really on the nose in terms of the directing choice when Annette's like, you're using the para-raid too much. Then there's things in the background that are very focused on
information on the para-raid and stuff.
One of them is the weirdly crude
brain drawing.
No, the picture frame right there. Look at
Oh.
the lines on the circle there. It's almost like it irregularly stands out because of the little fragments and things that are different, and thus being like, this person in here, that's probably father, is important. But then I'm looking at it and they show the Pararade, info here.
Right.
And I think based on where the colored little circles are focusing on certain areas of the brain, we could extrapolate what those are. And given that there's 5 of them, 5 senses, means
sure.
that this info here on the Pararade thing could just be mega spoilers, or at the very least mega world building, if we somehow had the ability to enhance, like
the words I'm guessing are probably all just like nonsense, whatever, filler words.
Maybe,
but
looking
the 50%, 30%, and 10%, I feel like that could be this is the strain that the different senses put on the brain or something.
Yeah, I would say
but
that.
Even then, I feel like I don't actually buy the sense strain thing.
Well, potentially, but the way, and it's like you're using the Pararade too much. What is too much?
Yeah, you guys don't even know much about the Pararade. Is this just general video games will make your brain rot kind of stuff, or
Yeah, it puts a lot of stress on the brain. Sure. It's just that I pulled an all-nighter analyzing combat data.
Yeah.
And then she's like, there's no point in doing favors for the 86. It's like,
It's like, okay, yeah, that's the general sort of like Alba perspective on things. Okay. Well, the thing is, I feel like Annette, if she actually knew like more concrete information about why the Pararade would be a problem for Lena, she would straight up tell her. Right?
Yeah.
She's her good friend, but she doesn't even do that much research into the Pararade, and I think she's mentioned she thought that was odd.
No, I think it's because she's low level in the institution, so she just doesn't have that much info.
Gotcha. It was more her dad that was like way up there.
But can I bring up something here?
Uh-huh.
The idea about these images, we have red, pink kind of color, green, blue, yellow, and purple.
Right.
We see them all here, respectively, and then we see these percentages with the circles here for 50, 30, and 10, respectively. The numbers on the percentages correlate to the graph here on the side. The one that is the smallest has the largest percentage, and it ascends in that order of the line with the percentages here. What if that's the area of how much data can theoretically go through?
Okay.
And it's that auditory data is the one that maybe you're going to get that 50%, clarity or something with that there. But that's the one that causes the least amount of stress on the brain. And then as you go up, these are the ones that cause more stress.
Right. I feel like the explanation of which ones correlate in what way, who knows? But yes, the idea that I think that's what is kind of being seeded there.
It's just 100%. Being set up for the show to be like, when we bring up what this all means, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the graph thing we've been seeing all this time.
Right, exactly.
Their little office space or what have you.
Yeah.
Why it never gets brought up to us, maybe it's just because it's the show actually being like, no, we're not going to just exposit things that make no sense to bring up now because these characters all just know this shit. They don't need to tell anybody.
And also, if we're going to bring up the whole brain thing, it's like the brain in the Pararade and the Legion harvesting them, that's going to be brought up literally later in this episode. So
yeah,
we don't need to focus on the stuff where it shows the brain and the interaction with the Pararade or whatever, because that's kind of
right.
It's not relevant now.
Now, the way this could get brought up again is if Lena tries to quietly ask Annette to be like, "Hey, could it be possible, given the Pararade, to have this experience?" And then it's like, "Oh, you mean the handlers that commit suicide and stuff?"
Right. Like, I feel like
it's like, yeah, can I open up some of those files? Can I look into that? And it should be like, that's not really my thing. You'll have to talk to this person or something.
I suppose I could look into some of those files for you since I'm like R&D, and then that ends up tripping some flags, and then people come asking questions.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But
okay, good episode.
Cool. We now have, in some ways, finally started the show.
Right.
The show is actually starting now.
Yep.
Which is fun. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.